Hello everyone, it's Rory from Pratts Pods and I'm going to show you a quick PC build. Now this PC isn't anything in particularly special, it is just an office machine for general use, but it's reasonably high end for what we're building. It's not in a fancy case, it's not a gaming machine at all, although realistically if we were to add in a graphics card it really wouldn't be far off. So I'm going to show you this, hopefully it's something you guys enjoy and it's something that you guys like watching. Cool. Right, so here we go. So first of all, I'm going to start with our ASRock B500M HDV motherboard. Obviously it comes with a SATA cable and it comes with the backplate and a little screw. I'd imagine that little screw is for the M.2 drive, but we will soon find out. So let's get this motherboard out. I'm going to keep it on its little ESD matting there. So, reasonably standard looking motherboard. It's nothing special as such. Like I say, this isn't exactly a high-end build. This is very much a basic computer, but it is going to be quite a nice one. So, I'm going to put these bits over to the side. I'm going to start by basically putting this motherboard together. You can do it two ways. You can put the motherboard in and then put everything inside the motherboard, or you can just go straight for it and build the motherboard and then put the motherboard in, which I think is the route I'm going to go down today. So we're looking at a Ryzen 5 4000 series today, which is a reasonably decent processor. It's not an Intel. Some people like AMD, some people like Intel. Each to their own. So that's the CPU we're going to be using. We've got, I think it's 16 gig. 16 gig, we've got two of these, 16 gig DDR4 NETAC RAM. So this is quite nice stuff. So I'm going to open both of those boxes. Ready, and then we have a NETAC 500 gig NVMe M.2 drive, which is going to go right here. So to start off, I'm going to start with the SSD. First of all, I'm going to peel off that plastic film. Because that plastic film will just make this drive get hot and then ultimately fail. So that's going to pop in nicely there. And I'm going to use this screw that came with the motherboard. I also have screws that have come with the NETAC drive, but I'm going to use this one because this is the one that came with the motherboard. And that is going to go in nicely there. Done. So after the NETAC drive, we are looking at the RAM. We'll just stick that in because that's nice, quick and easy. Now obviously this board isn't a high-end board, it is for an office machine, so these RAM sticks, yes, there's only 2 slots and it's not going to upgrade from there, but realistically for anything that you need in terms of an office machine, you're not going to need more than 16 gig. So this RAM stick is going to go in nicely there. And we push him in and it all clips like that, and then same again with this one. You get it in its slot, push it in and you hear the click and you know it's in. Lovely. So next is the Ryzen CPU. So he is going in. First of all, you need to lift this to get it all in place, and then check which way round he's going to go. Which is this way. It should slot in nicely. Bend the arm down, clip it in. He is secure now. And we're just going to use the standard fan that came with it, which already, they should already have thermal paste applied there. So that has the thermal paste on. Perfect. And this is going to need to be screwed straight in there. So actually, before I do anything, I'm going to undo these screws, take these out. They're only going to be in my way. Lovely. That's one. And that's two. Fantastic. So this fan is going to go right here, just over the top of that. I'm going to screw it in loosely first. Because we don't want to over tighten anything, and then you've got to do corner to corner. Just like so. And then we're going to find where the CPU fan plugs in, which is probably right up here. So CPU fan, yes, lovely, right there. Fantastic. So that's CPU fan. So that is more or less this motherboard kind of put together. Now, if we were doing a gaming machine, we would be having a graphics card going on and all sorts of other stuff, but we're not doing that, so we don't need to worry about that. So now this is more or less ready to go in our case. Our case comes with an inbuilt power supply, and that is because this power supply is very small, slimline power supply to go with the machine. So I get this case out. I'm just going to move this over to the side and make sure we can see what I'm doing here. So let's just come out a bit. He's not going to stay there. Yeah, that's a little bit better, isn't it? So, right, this case is very, very basic. And actually, did I get screws for that motherboard? A little bit back in that case. So, very basic case. Really nothing special. Just going to undo these screws to help fold that up. And in here we have space for our disk drive, I believe, which we do have coming later. So what we're doing is we're building this machine, and then the customer has a couple of bits they'd like us to add into it from their old machine. But for now, that just folds up. Naturally, I can remove that to make life a little bit easier for me. And here, there's the screws for the motherboard. Lovely. So, we'll open this up. Actually, I'm just going to take it into a magnetic tray of ours just to keep it all together. And then, move these cables out of the way. And what we'll do is we'll go straight in with the motherboard. Make sure we can get it lined up. Lovely. And then we've got to add our back plate. Actually, the back plate will sit like this. And actually, I just need to bend out a few of these legs. So these legs need to go each side of the HDMI. I actually think these ones will stay here. But I think the ones on the big square bits need to be folded out. Let's see how that all fits together now. Look, nice. All I'll say is these need pushing back a little bit more. Just use my nail to do this. You really don't need anything too flash or fancy. You don't need a special tool for it. Oh, that one's broken off, but that's fine. Just bend these back. And then we'll just pop it on and check. Oh. Actually, this all goes together nicely. Which it does. So, that can pop into position here. he says. There you go. Lovely, that pops into position there. And then this motherboard. Go into position there nicely. I'm just going to check on the side that everything's lined up, which it is. And then we can go straight in with the screws. This really is, I'm using the wrong screw there, such a nice easy job for us. We love building PCs. Dan, the chap that normally does it, he is just a PC fanatic. He loves PC gaming. If you need a custom PC built, it normally won't be myself doing the job, it will normally be Dan. And yes, Dan is a lot better than me at this stuff. So actually, if you come in with an inquiry for a PC build, Dan will help you pick all the best stuff. It's not just a standard office machine like this one. This really is your box standard machine, which any of us can build. But what Dan will do is he will help you pick the right components for you, and make sure that the machine you leave with is exactly what you need. He really is a very keen computer gamer, and he loves it. It's his passion. He will do anything he can to help people leave with the perfect machine for them. So that's the motherboard fitted, all looking good along the back here, as you can hopefully see, all lining up nicely. So now we've just got some things to plug in. So first of all, we got the fan here. See where this fan's going to plug in. Excuse my head for a moment. This is just the system fan, USBs here. This is where the system fan's going to go. Chef fan 2, unless there is a spot up here for it. Again, excuse my head, I'm just having a little look around the motherboard. There you go, there is a spot for a fan there. Fantastic. And then we have our main power. I'm just going to come out the way over here because I know all of these come out here. Whilst I get these bits plugged into these bits, will be all of our front ports and bits like that. So here we have USB, which goes round here this way, one of our front USBs, and this will be our audios. This one goes to our headphone audio jacks, which is going here. Let's just check which way that goes. There. Lovely. What else have we got here? We have got our, this is our USB 3 header, which goes in here. Lovely. And then we got another USB, which will go down here. And then these are our power LEDs, which will go down here. Now, these go in a specific order, so HDD LED is going down the bottom here, plus and minus there. Sorry, hopefully I'm not going to be too in the way for you guys to see this. And then we have our power LED plus and minus, and our power SW, which should PLED plus PLED minus power SW will go power switch, power button. So power SW on this occasion goes in the same place as power S. Power SW is our power switch, which on here shows as power button. And then there's no reset button. So that's all our buttons for this front face sorted. And then now we need our main power to the motherboard. It's just going to go here. Not quite clipping in. There you go. Next, we want power over to our CPU here. And then I believe we're just left with power for our SATA, which in all fairness we don't need right now, but we will be adding in later. So when the customer comes in to collect, we're going to be putting in his current data drive. So he's got a hard drive, secondary hard drive for his data at the moment, which we're going to be moving over, and then also his DVD drive, which is going to go here too. Haven't actually looked at doing yet, but that is exactly what we'll do afterwards, which we'll be slotting in here. So for now, the one last thing I have to do here is a quick Wi-Fi card, because although it's not essential, one thing I do like to give to our customers is actually a machine that's capable of Wi-Fi, because I don't bother asking. These things cost next to nothing, and actually if you're going to build a machine, then it's just nice to give people that option. I mean, lots of people aren't within range of their router. Lots of people will need Wi-Fi. I know personally, I couldn't have a wired machine at home because my Wi-Fi router is in the hallway and I don't have cables going all over the place. So actually, this would be really important for me. So for me, this is going to go in this slot here, which is already a removable slot, so I don't have to break that out. That just pulls out like that. And this will just line up nicely and slot in perfect like that. Put that screw back in, and this should now all fire up. For the sake of, there you go, that's all in, all clipped in, and should be working. Now, so this you guys can see. So that's the new Wi-Fi card, and these are the antennas. So these will be going in here as well. There you go, so that's the Wi-Fi antennas. That is the machine pretty much there. And what I will do is I will just grab a power lead. Quite simply plug him in and just make sure everything's firing up there. And then I'll go and install Windows and it'll be job done, more or less. So, power in. Let's do a click of the power button. Lights, fan spin, happy days. I would imagine that that's posting right now, going into BIOS, and all good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to refit. These cables can kind of just squash down there, to be totally honest. I will leave one of these accessible for the drives that are coming. So I'm going to leave these out to the side for now. This gets to slot back in. Ooh. And actually what we're going to do is we can put on our CD drive here once it comes, and our hard drive here once it comes. Get that all wired in as well, using these cables and our SATA cables. Yep, and that's going to give us the completed machine. Our Windows installation is going to go on this SSD here. This thing is going to be lightning quick. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. 16 gig of RAM, an M.2 drive. This thing is going to fly with a Ryzen 5 CPU. Absolutely fantastic machine for what it is. I'm just noticing that that is ever so slightly out of place. Lovely. But yeah, I mean, for your basic machine for at home, this is absolutely fantastic. It's going to fly. It's going to do everything you could possibly want it to. We're going to get Windows installed on it now. and wait for the customer to pop in with his old machine so we can move over the last couple of bits that he doesn't want to obviously spend extra on. Why spend extra on a new CD drive when you have a perfectly good one? Why spend extra on a drive with data? We already have one, and there is just no point. So this is lovely. This machine also has all the standard stuff. I'm just going to turn him off again. We've got USB 3, 2 USB 2 ports on the front, and then on the back we've got 4 USB 3, so this thing's going to fly. HDMI capable, and we've also got the space for a CD drive, an SD card, headphones, all of that. I'm going to tuck this power cable in here. Actually, the SATA cable is going to be kept to one side for it too. Absolutely fantastic. This machine is just going to be brilliant for what the customer wants. And that is that. I'm going to put this side panel back on, put it up on the shelf, install Windows on it, and let the customer know it is ready for them. There we go. That's that. Just going to put the screw back in. That is how you build a very quick, easy office machine. Now, I will be posting on our next occasion, or I'm going to try to post our next gaming build, because that I think will be a good bit of fun. But for now, that is how we build just a standard workhorse, basically. And this thing will go on for years and years and years, well worth the money. So if you don't want to buy something off the shelf, want something incredibly good, then please do get in touch. So that is Rory from Pratts Pods building this little beauty here. This machine is going to run for ages. The one thing I'm missing on this actually is the little sticker to say it's an AMD in there. But that is us from Pratts Pods, just showing you a little example of what we can do. And now this is the very basic when it comes to a custom build. Now this is just something we've done for a regular of ours. Whereas if you were to come in and say you want something gaming, then we could really change up what we're doing here and make you a beauty of a machine. A little bit more like the one under that desk there that is just spinning away. That's a really high-end machine that we've used there for data recovery. So if you ever need or ever want to inquire about a gaming PC, please do get in touch. We have a custom PC builder on our website that we can go through with you in store. And please feel free to pop in, give us a call or drop us a line. Thank you very much. That's Rory from Pratts Pods.